Okay guys, now I show you another game from the road to 2000 Rapid, and this game is short, but I think it's very interesting because it shows you that you don't have to learn the openings by memorization, but you need to think. Okay, so I was white, my opponent was black, he was rated 1725 from Ukraine, and I was 1837. Um, so,
Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games.
so this is a game that I thought it was a little shorter, but it's still worth it, okay? So I was white, c5,
The Sicilian defense controls the d4 square with c-pawn.
knight f3, and he played knight c6.
Knight c6 helps control both the d4 square and the e5 square.
And here I played bishop c4 because it was suggested by Grandmaster Kolovich, because he has this kind of component of the attack on f7, and it's a kind of Italian with this idea, right? So that's why I play it. And honestly, in the beginning I thought it was a mistake, that people were playing against me when I was playing the Sicilian, and then I realized that it's kind of good.
This move activates your bishop to strengthen control over the center.
The problem is that black plays this, right?
This prepares the bishop for development.
But it's not to prepare again. That's why I tell you the game review is not really working, guys. Because it's telling you, oh, it's to develop this bishop. No, it's not to develop that bishop. This move is made because then this is meaningless. It cannot really attack f7 anymore. So that's why e6 is the move, in my opinion, which blunt the bishop c4.
Castling kingside tends to be safer because your king is further from the center.
As you can see, it tells you always the same thing, but again, that's not the reason. I'm castling because I'm accomplishing the tasks of the opening, and one of them is to castle.
Developing the knight and increasing influence in the center.
And here I played
Good
this.
job stepping in to defend your pawn.
But again, I'm not defending the pawn. I'm just trying to develop the pieces.
Out comes the bishop, helping to solidify the position.
And here the other move.
Well done, an excellent move.
Why? It tells you is an excellent move, but why? Why is an excellent move? Because in reality this move blocks this, right? So you must have some ideas if you play a move like this. What are the ideas? Well, the ideas are that you will play something like this is and go here or here and here. So there are ideas. That's why I told you in the beginning is like an Italian game that I'm playing, okay? Because I am doing some nice maneuvers that are played in the Italian.
Both kings are castled and ready for the middle game. You kick the opposing knight with a pawn, forcing it away.
This is to gain space. I wanted to gain space, I wanted to open the diagonal.
This move puts the knight on a safer square. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either.
Here it says this wasn't the best move. I don't know what was the best move.
Moving from its starting spot, the queen gets involved in the game.
He wanted me to play queen e2. Honestly, I didn't think of it at all. I wanted to develop this and obviously do the maneuver that I just showed you.
This move doesn't hurt you much, but this overlooks an opportunity to create a pawn chain.
And here obviously is going to, with the idea to develop on the queen side and gain space and probably put the bishop on b7. That's the idea behind. But obviously, in this case, you generally stop it immediately. How did I do it?
You overlooked an opportunity to centralize a knight so it controls more squares.
This. If I understand the engine, he wanted me to play this. Yeah, maybe makes sense. But I wanted to stop that immediately.
Playing the same piece again slows down the progress in the opening.
This is not a good idea, this move, right? But not because he moves the same piece over and over, because it's against the plan that he had before. So I don't know what is his plan now.
You move your bishop to a better place, allowing it to control more squares.
Obviously, here there are two possibilities. One is you continue to fight against f7. The other is you try to give checkmate on here, okay?
The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square.
And this is a great thing that he did, because at this point I destroyed his pawn structure in a sense with this, which is en passant, right? But now, as you can see, I have some possible pressure on f7. So it's kind of interesting.
That was a fair trade. Takes back. You gained control of more squares with this excellent knight move. This is the strongest option. You are threatening to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades.
Again, I'm just developing the pieces. As you can see, I'm bringing them to the king's side.
A good use of time, thinking and finding the only good move in the position. The pawn is now adequately defended.
It is, but again, if you had to give an evaluation of this position without clicking on the engine, who do you think would be better? In my opinion, it's white, because my pieces are more active. His pieces are all blocking each other.
You had a chance to play something better.
Yeah, well, we don't care. I already played the best move because I'm
This
attacking.
permits the opponent to eventually win a pawn.
And he played this. Not so good. Obviously, I took, because otherwise I had a problem.
Nice, you found a way to win a pawn.
Not really, but
Recaptures.
because I still didn't think about winning a pawn. In reality, guys, after I did this, I realized that I had a problem here. Things are like this because I'm not a computer, no? And so you will see the problem, because
You overlooked an opportunity to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades.
so what was the best? The best move was this, and I miss it. I totally miss it, because I was focused on that problem, no, the differing problem that I didn't know how to defend it practically. So my bad, okay?
You overlooked an opportunity to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. This protects the attacked pawn.
And that's great.
Pawns are there to cover your castled king.
No.
Think twice before moving them.
Why did I play this? Because I didn't want knight g4. I didn't want that to happen, so I played this, and of course, at least you have a luft, how they call it, an escape for the king.
Black develops the bishop and attacks the center. You're kicking their knight out of a useful square.
You see, and that's why I played h3, because now you cannot play this.
This overlooks an opportunity to connect rooks.
And now there was a problem, I think.
You are threatening to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up trades.
So I couldn't really take, because take, and I lose this, right? And so I have lost the pawn. And so here I fought for a while, because I didn't know what to do, how to continue. Because I thought, again, I don't have an engine, I thought I was down. I was down of one pawn for no reason, okay? And so what do you do? So I thought, of an attacking plan with knight g5.
This stops the opponent from being able to tactically win a knight.
But it's a concession, no? Now I still have my bishop here, he doesn't have it anymore.
You are threatening to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up trades.
So now I have justified the pawn that I'm down because I have a bishop here, and the bishop here can value a pawn, right? But you need to know how to use it, and you need to be able to open the position, because if a position is closed, the bishop here is not worth it.
This overlooks an opportunity to add a defender to a vulnerable knight. This permits the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a queen.
And here he played this. Obviously I don't exchange the queens, because if I exchange the queens I justify his gain of one pawn.
You gain time because your opponent must deal with your threat.
Okay, and this is not only because I'm threatening this, it's because I'm going on this side to attack, or this to attack. So it's a great move, a really good move.
This misses a better way to develop a queen off its starting square. This permits the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a knight.
I don't know if you guys understood, but queen e7, it's a blunder. In my opinion, it says it's a mistake because a better way to develop the queen. No. It doesn't matter. I found it after a little, and it was an amazing idea. As you can see, I control the d file. He put his queen with this diagonal, and I thought, boom, this is the move, because if he takes it off, up, and I get all the material back. So this bishop f4 was a genius idea, in my opinion.
Taking some extra thinking time paid off. You found the only good move. You gain time because your opponent must deal with your threat.
Okay, so it seems that it took me nearly 3 minutes to find this idea, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Okay, it's really worth it. And he defended.
This defends the attacked knight.
But that proves that is not so good, no? Because when you start to defend, and now you see why it pays off to keep on this diagonal, because now this is weak. Okay, it's a mess here, and I played this.
You overlooked a better way to add a defender to a vulnerable pawn.
And again,
you permitted the opponent to kick a bishop.
Okay. I mean, the engine is boring, it's annoying, because, I'm sorry, continue to point out stuff, you know, who cares? The thing is, in my opinion, this thing that is dubious for the engine, it was a great idea for me.
This kicks a bishop.
And he played this. But, again, guys, this is not a good move, in my opinion. Why? Because boom, and so I continue my attack, because at this point my attack has changed, you know, it's on this diagonal.
Taking that knight will win material for you after takes back.
Up. And what do you think I play now? Wow, go. Great. I mean, he has double isolated pawn in the center. I have a queenside majority. I have everything, no? I have everything. I'm a perfect position. Look how things change. I thought I lost a pawn on d3, and now the situation is completely reversed. That's strange, huh?
That pawn was yours for the taking. Very precise.
He played this.
You take back.
I took back. And now
this threatens to tactically win a queen.
Bishop d5. Okay. Obviously, I don't want to exchange the bishop. So what did I do? I played bishop d3.
This isn't a mistake, but there was something better for you.
And again, here it says there's something better, but I don't really care, honestly. And here he played this move. Boom. And that's kind of a mistake, right? Because he didn't realize that now there is an attack on the king side from my queen, rook, and bishop, while this rook is out of the game. And yes, it can take there, but I don't care. It doesn't have enough time. I will reach forth to give checkmate.
You are setting up a blockade.
No. Again, as you can see, the game review is not telling you what I'm doing. I'm doing an attack here. I'm trying to enter here and give checkmate. So this is the reality. I'm not blockading the isolated pawn.
This threatens to tactically win a bishop.
Yeah, that was a little problem that I had. But okay. Let's see.
You are forcing your opponent to isolate a pawn.
So what would you do in this situation? Because I was obviously trying to give checkmate, right? So I played this, boom, amazing move. Now, if he does something like this, the game is over because I'm going to give a checkmate, okay? And so he had to take.
This maintains the balance of material with a good trade. Recapturing.
Okay? So again, who do you think is winning? I'm not an engine, but for me, I'm winning. It's a fact, no?
This fights against the other rook for the open file.
And here he played this. So what do you play again? Keep in mind that I'm now thinking of trying to give checkmate, right? So that's all I'm thinking about. What do you play at this point? Here I played something that was very good, but it was logical, honestly. Boom. Because if he does this, it's checkmate, right? If he takes, like he did, no?
You left your piece free to capture. This removes a bishop that put the king in check.
But now, oops, I have this, right?
There was only one good move and you found it. This steps away from the checking queen.
Yeah, but the problem is that he loses this. Here, however, you had to be careful because there is still one check.
Capture. A solid choice.
This one. And then you need to play the right move because you can actually lose the game. So I played this one, that is the right move. Okay. I think there was a way to give me a check and take the queen, rook back or something. That's why I fought at that point. Okay.
You step your king away from the checking queen.
And here my opponent, I don't know if he lost for time. Let's see.
A solid choice.
Oh yeah, yeah. He had only 11 seconds left, and I ended up with 5 minutes left. So a good game that you see finish in this kind of tactical skirmish and attack on f7, like I told you from the beginning. I told you about f7. À la table.